2 of the study session. And our study session is being directed by Brother PRADIP Mahapatra, who is the National Lecturer of the Indian section and the Vice President of the Utkal Federation. So I invite all of you to begin this session with the universal invocation. O hidden light, vibrant in every atom. O hidden light, shining in every creature. O hidden love, embracing all in oneness. May each who feels himself as one with thee know he is also one with every other. Thank you. Welcome back. So I'm glad to welcome Brother Pradeep ji, and I request you to begin the session.
Yes. Thank you, Vibha ji. Thank you, Vibha ji, and each participants, the members who join the online program. So just I am taking you back for letters number 30 to 33. Last Friday, we have gone through the early personal life of Laura Carter Holloway. She was a very good writer, and in the year 1870, early part of the 70, she wrote a book on the ladies of the White House. She belonged to USA, and it was sold out for 150,000 copies. So on that basis, she has no financial problem. So in 1870, she joined Theosophical Society after reading esoteric Buddhism written by Sinnett, as well as Occult World Souls written by Sinnett. Then she, with the help of Mohini Chatterjee, in the 1884, she published a book, Man Fragments of Forgotten History. It's an occult book. I don't know whether it is available or not at present, but it was written by Laura Holloway with the help of course, the great teachers are there, with the help of Mohini Chatterjee in the year 1884. Then most important point here, I mean to say that when this book was published early part in the probably in the 1920 or before that, at that book earlier in earlier edition, this it was published first edition 1919. At that time, these letters are not probably available. Subsequently, it was inserted in this Mahatma letter series part 1. And the most important point, C. Jinardasa, our former international president, he referred a quotation from Mary K. Neff, for all who are preparing to tread the spiritual path to the master. This book or this letters to Holloway is a guidance to reach nearer to the feet of the masters. So then personal life, first letter number 30, relating to the personal life of an individual, celebration of birthday and other things is Mahatma mentioned that it relate to Karkaset, means our personality, consisting of 3 bodies and its relationship. So he means Mahatma referred uh, clearly that you should stand firm on your legs before you venture walking. So it is a direction to we should have a strong base in the Theosophical Society so that we can proceed. There is no excuse in occult life. Uh, you cannot commit some mistake and expecting some kind of excuse from the great teachers because we have without knowing anything we have committed mistakes. So that is the occult law, as is usually in our physical world. Suppose we have committed some kind of mistakes without knowledge, but we have to face the consequences. Then Mahatma mentioned how to we have to develop our own method to start journey, that is spiritual journey, uh, so that we can proceed further. So Mata, you have to attend your own ways. Then Mahatma clearly mentioned one day you are very calm, peace, harmonious with your surroundings. The next day you have full of tension. So these things, one day is very calm, peaceful, another day very tension, stress. So that is not acceptable. We require peace always, calm always, so that uh, the progress will be swift. Then Mahatma mentioned that where is um, that you have to develop, you have to comprehend the doctrine of cells, means matter. When one of the letters Mahatma mentioned that you should know the what is matter. If you aware of if you are comprehended the matter, the spirit is within you. Spirit you will be uh, reaching that level of perfection, that level of knowledge, divine knowledge, that is truth. You are aware of. So here you have not yet comprehended the doctrine of cells. Means cells means our seven bodies. Then another important thing that you should be aware of self-deception. Self-deception, today Mahatma mentioned how we are deceived ourselves in our approach to the progress to do some theosophical work. It is not possible on our part. Something we will say, anticipating that this is not practical on our part, but that is a self-deception. So it is the role of personality which creates all the problem. Then Mahatma mentioned how we develop self awareness or a self unfoldment. So in that letter number 31, he Mahatma categorized fixed hours. We should have a fixed hour or hours sacredly reserved for it. Most intimate friends, either in the family or outside, they will not be permitted to disturb you, so that attraction towards the teacher will be gained and we will proceed. And then certainly we will replace the doubt. Then another thing, important thing, that there are different ways. Our ways say Mahatmas should come, guide us like other mundane world teachers, but Mahatmas are in the very high level of stage, so their ways is different, our ways is quite different. Then Mahatma mentioned that you means Holloway, you love Blavatsky, you love her much than her advice. So also we are doing a lot of worship ceremony, loving a authority, but we are not following the advice given in a different scriptures to practice or to follow. That we are not doing because of emotional love. We are worshipping, performing ceremony, etc. for years together. Sometimes authorities are they are mentioning lives together. We are performing the same thing. Then Mahatma mentioned hints, whatever agency may be given to you. So don't expect. So Mahatma mentioned no eager for instruction. Even you can uh, get instruction through the stones. Then every idle word is recorded as well, full of earnest meaning. Every movement, either thought, action, speech, we are doing lot of idle word, also work, thoughts. It has no meaning in the point of spiritual thing. So every idle word is recorded. Recorded by means in our Akashic record. So also full of meaning, honest meaning. So Mahatma further mentions, I cannot help you unless you help yourself. Means unless we comprehend this doctrine of self, or we purified ourselves by our righteous living, truth, honesty, etc., etc., Mahatma will not able to help us. So that is a part one. So we'll start to today part two. That is from letter number 33. We'll try to complete as much as possible. Let us start with the presentation of PowerPoint. So part two says, tale from Mahatma, that is given through Blavatsky to Madame Holloway, that spiritual faculties demand instruction. Spiritual faculties demand instruction and regulations, even more than our mental gifts. For intellect imbibes wrong far more easily than good, or to bear always bear in mind that these lines of Tennyson, English poet, self-reverence, self-knowledge, self-control, these three alone lead life to sovereign power. So here Mahatma clearly mentioned our spiritual faculties demand instruction. While our spiritual faculties not yet developed fully because of uh, our mental faculty is now fully covering us. So the mental faculty, the lower mind, with the combination of our this small, not yet developed the intuition, so it requires instruction from other authorities, instruction from books, instruction from senior members of Theosophical Society or other leaders. So Mahatma mentioned here that intellect imbibes wrong far more evil than good. That we have to be aware of. That if we will go for the intellectual study, unless we develop it into wisdom or develop into our spiritual faculty or unfold it with wisdom, then what will happen? It will create some wrong within us. So Mahatma here mentioned that self-reverence, self-knowledge, self-control, these three alone, of course it is a quotation from the English poet, lead to sovereign power. Sovereign power means the supreme initiation, when one becomes the adept. So he has all the power before him, and he can acquire or many things is possible on his power. So this is these three things: self-reverence, self-knowledge, self-control. Then Mahatma again given a strong warning to us. But to remember At the same time, the extreme danger of the self-will, when it is not regulated by three above mentioned qualities, especially in question of spiritual development. What is spiritual development? Means to proceed in the spiritual path and ultimately finding the truth. Truth means your higher self, uh, that is Atma Buddhi Manas, then proceed further to get this know your original self, SELF, all capital. So this is then further Mahatma mentioned in that letter, let her obtain self-control over self-will and a too great sensibility, self-control over self-will, then great sensibility. Thus, she may become the most perfect as the strongest pillar of the Theosophical Society. So, this is the end of the letter. So, you see, this last sentence consists of three important things: self-control over self-will, and great sensibility, and the when we develop that, means control control our self will, we will be more sensibility, then we will become the strongest pillar of the Theosophical Society to work for the benefit of the humanity, which Mahatmas are working each day and each movement also. So I have given some kind of uh, interpretation. Let us think. Let us go through this. Self will shall be controlled by Mahatma, according to Mahatma, by self-reverence, self-knowledge, and self-control. Three things, Mahatma answered. And as per our theosophical text, there are three S: small self, then S capital self, then all self, full. Within each one of us, one self, that is SELF, is our personality, Jiva, consisting of physical, astral or emotion, then our self-centered lower minds, lower manas. Another is self, SCLF, S capital, consisting of Atman, Buddhi, and higher manas, known as individuality, Jivatma. So that is our upper middle triangle. Then we have the last, all SCLF, consisting of will, wisdom, and activity, known as Atma or monad. And as we all know, the members of Theosophical Society, Atma, monad, is a part of Paramatma. So our journey is from small little self to S capitals, middle Jivatma, individuality, then to higher one. So these are the three triangles within us. Three triangles. If you are gone through that book written by C.W. Leadbeater, in one of his book, he clearly made thought form and other theosophical books. There are seven bodies, and how our this monad, means part of monad, each stages it is moving from personality to individuality, individual to higher one, that is Atman or monad. So these three small self, and capital self, which are within us, it is for us to find the small little self, its role, then individuality, then to all capital self. Now go to so what is the extreme danger? Mahatma mentioned the extreme danger of the self-will. Self means small little self, consisting of our personality, consisting our emotional bodies, consisting our self-centered, lower mind. What is that? When it is not regulated by three above mentioned, means reverence, means control, means our this another thing is knowledge. So let us see what are these dangers, how it is creating problems for us in a daily life. Theosophy is a practical science for us, occult science. We have to see it in our own eyes, on our feeling, like observing mirror yourself with your own hand. So first is the delusion of self, small little self. It is always thinking that I am separate and you are separate. That is first one. Then doubts, uncertainty. Every time we have Mahatma giving some hints on this doubt, uncertainty. Then blind superstition. It is also coming as a danger of self-will. Then enjoyment of sensation. Whatever coming to our senses, we are trying to enjoy it. Whatever, Krishnamurti says, whatever is coming within your senses, you're trying to enjoy. It is coming with the typified by the earth love. All kinds of anger, hatred, it is also a danger. Desire for the beauty of the form, desire for the beauty of a form or physical existence in a form, even including that heaven world, then desire for the formless life. These are some, there are many things are there. If we go through it, we can detect what are the dangers of the self-will. And one need require control by self-control and also by self-reverence and as also by self-knowledge. Then Mahatma, one of his letter mentioned that there are three poisons is always there, raising within our heart, anger, greed, delusion, and five obscurities, envy, passion, sloth, vacillation, unbelief, ever preventing this seeing the truth. So, if danger is there, if we will not eradicate, if we not control, if we not remove, or we will not transcend it, then what will happen? That we will not able to see the truth. We will not able to see the God within us. We will not able to see the divine light, which is always burning within us. So these three things like this self-reverence, self-knowledge, self-control. I'm giving a very simple example for you. Suppose you have a vehicle, car. You must have a very good knowledge, self-knowledge of the car driving, etc. It's where it is brake, where it is gear. Those who are very fond of driving, they should be aware of minimum things about his own vehicles. Then he should know how to control, how to use the gear, how to use the means your brake, clutch, etc. It requires also. Then most important thing, reverence to the vehicle. So like car, your own vehicle, your personality is your also vehicle. At the Freedom Master Mahatma mentioned that the astral body, physical body, lower mental are vehicles. You have to feed them properly. So that require reverence. That you are this personality, you have to have require reverence, knowledge, self-control, control. Three things you require. Then the progress will be swift. So that is an aspect, and we will go to the. So the important thing is in a daily life, we should have very clear understanding of our selves, means our personality, physical body. We should give proper food and also proper exercise, and this physical completed. Then astral, which is full of emotion, anger, stress, strain, that we have to be peaceful living and also harmonious living. Then lower mind, that is also full of desires, which is merged with a mind. Kama Manas Blavatsky says. So these three things we should control. Then the progress will be swift. So we'll go to the next slide. Letter number 34. It is directly addressed to Laura. Mahatma mentioned, you want a definition, child, of spirit. Means the light within us. Atman. You want a definition of Atman. Like there are many definitions in the many things in the world. But in Theosophical society, what is Theosophy? There is no definition because each individual has his own knowledge or own interpretation to express it, what is Theosophy. So here, Lara asked Mahatma that what is spirit? She wants a definition. Mahatma mentioned that inflowing force will define it. The force within you, the force is given in Mahatma letter, this Atman, etc. Because the Western world people, they are not able to understand what is Atman, what is this. So Mahatma in many letters use the word force. So the inflowing force, the force, light, power within you, he will guide. That force will guide you to know what is truth, what is spirit, as well as any other term. Then next point, why must you be so faint-hearted in the performance of your duty? We are always performing our duty in the modern world, but here Mahatma mentioned why you are faint-hearted to performing your duty. What is the duty for us as a member of Theosophical Society? What is our duty? We should ponder over it. Theosophical duty is for us is most important. So Mahatma mentioned why you are faint-hearted to performance of your duty. Then side by side, he mentioned friendship, friendship with a friend, friendship with your so-called social organization, friendship with your relative, relation, that is good. Personal feelings, that is good. Gratitude, somebody has given some kind of personal help, so I will skip the theosophical meeting and go to give her personal help. So that is gratitude. Are no doubt noble feelings, but duty means theosophical duty alone leads to the development you so crave for. You should always, brother, should remember that we have done some work, some theosophical work in our previous lives, so we are attracted to the Theosophical Society. Whether it is a young age, like one of our brother Sekharji, or we much older, other at the age of 60, but we are uh, attracted to the theosophical text, attracted towards this theosophy books. Then we are doing some kind of theosophical work in our day-to-day life. So that is the duty. What Mahatma are doing for the humanity, that is the duty for us to do for the benefit of the humanity. So duty, that theosophical work alone leads to the development you so crave for. So that will lead us to the development which consciously or unconsciously we are here to do. So first duty is we should read, study. Then we prepare ourselves, whatever knowledge we have gained, whatever light we have received, to put before the willing mind. To those who are close to us, we can express it to their understanding. Then help the humanity to progress further. So that is the most important duty. So to attend the lodge meeting regularly, whether we are fit, we can open the physical meeting on the lodge premises wherever it is available, or we can go on study, meditation, and selfless service. What is possible for us to help the humanity? Then then next is that if we have a light and knowledge within us, truth, whatever truth we have received is within us, to try to show them the truth, those who are unknowingly mind to for the last time. If they are not interested, so give them for the last time. I desire you to go. I desire you to change magnetism as little as you can. So this is the this last sentence given us is wherever possible, we can give, we can say, we can show the light. So we'll go to the next letter number 35. It is addressed to Madam Laura. The difference is there is a great work to be done by members of Theosophical Society. For that, in a Mahachan's letter, Mahachan's mentioned that the Theosophical Society is the cornerstone of the future religions. So Theosophical Society is the cornerstone of the future religions. So there is a great work is waiting for us, all the sincere, hard-working members of the Theosophical Society, and we should prepare ourselves to that work which is outing us, whether in the sixth sub-race, sixth sub-race, or sixth root race. That work is more important. So the future is great, and we are devoting our time in our mundane work, which is no way helpful to the uh, theosophical duty. So Mahatma mentioned the feeble efforts of life are contemptible indeed when compared to the results of the eternity. The eternity is vast, and we are confined to our small little efforts here and there. That is another important. You want you want that results of eternity, you want which you can hardly have a conception. The sum total of all actions, whatever actions we are doing for last, say about 40 years or 30 years or till now, is no account compared to the future. Future is so vast, so glorious for the members of Theosophical Society. We should prepare ourselves to fill up that work. But salute, because you have this future in which to act and create, refuse to go forward now. Probably, at that time some reservation to proceed further in the theosophical work. So she probably mentioned in a letter or in a thought form that you are refusing to go forward now. Then a last sentence, divided nature hesitates before acting. Kindly, this sentence is a see the inner meaning. If we have a divided nature, to go there or not to go there, to perform our duty, Theosophical Society, not to do it, to go to the Theosophical meeting, not to go to. So it is a divided nature, Mata says. So it hesitates before us. We have little hesitation. We have a hesitation to act. So Mahatma mentioned that it is a divided nature. So this is all about 30. This slide. We'll go to the next slide. Slide number 22. That is letter number 35. Sorry. This is the book which was written by Laura with the help of Mohini Mohan Chatterjee. So relating to that, Mahatma mentioned that the book Man Fragments of Forgotten History is a project undertaken. Why not complete it? There are many things as a member of Theosophical Society, we are doing a lot of work. But most of the times we are not completing. One of a lecturer or a brother, one of a senior member, he told Pradeep, I have a lot of books, but I have not completed any books fully yet. So it is also applicable to me and to others also. We are on the same footing. So here, Mahatma says you have to complete it. Its existence will depend upon you, for you alone can create it, and the materials are in no other hands. Sometimes when we preparing a note or preparing a letter or preparing an article, the materials we gather, it is not available with others. It is with us. So we have to complete. But should you refuse to go on, do not deceive yourself with the false idea that you are unable to do what you have done. Sometimes we deceive ourselves that it is not possible, that it is not cannot be done, that I have no power or strength or some kind of time to complete it. That is a self-deception, mother. So that we should be aware of it. Then the real reason is a loss of confidence, and you are responsible for the influence that you permit others to exert over you. So, whatever is happening to us, physical level, mental level, as well as other levels, it is we are the responsible. So, other relatives, relation are now becoming burden over you to not to work, not to do that thing. So real reason is a loss of confidence to write article, to give speech, to do theoretical work is a within us because we are influenced by others, so they exert over us. Shall you be tried in the balance and be found wanting? Will you go back to the old condition of things in America? Means there are some problem in the USA, so Mahatma is at that time is reluctant to allow Laura to return back to America. So that was the position. It is our wish to take you out of them. So that condition, probably that was the reason the headquarters of Theosophical Society shifted to Bombay, then to Adair, not remain in USA, though it was formed there in 1875, but it is shifted because of some problem developed subsequently, and Mahatma maybe the reason that they have shifted headquarters from America to US, to India, sorry. Now we'll go to the next slide. It is the end of letter number 35. 36. The greatest consolation and in the foremost duty of suffering to man or beast. The greatest consolation in and the foremost duty of, sorry, I have child, that is duty of life. Child is not to give, sorry, one sentence I have mentioned, forgotten, some kind of mistake is there. Foremost duty of life, child is not to give pain and avoid causing suffering to man or beast. So that sentence is not there. Those who are watching this PowerPoint, foremost duty of life, child, is not to give pain and avoid causing suffering to man or beast. It requires no acute intelligence, so to put two and two in the present situation and see to make four. So there is some mistake. So I am going through that book only. So the greatest consolation in and foremost duty of the child, duty of life, child is not to give. So the point is not to give pain, avoid causing suffering to man or beast. Very well-known sentence in theosophical books available. It is a quotation from Mahatma letter that not to give pain, suffering to the man or to beast. Uh, it requires no acute situation. It requires no acute intelligence to put two in the present situation and see it make four. There are some mistake again. Sorry. On the one hand, we have one who suffered greatly to serve ourselves and cause. One who ever suspected, ever condemned, who is now being crucified by public opinion on the tree of infamy. So these are relating to some members or outsiders like Christian missionaries and other missionaries. They are very strong in their approach criticizing Blavatsky. Some of members of the critical of Blavatsky like Hume, etc. So it giving a some kind of pain and suffering. So Mahatma mentioned here the foremost duty of life not to give pain. That is another duty to us, and avoid causing suffering to man or beast. Even we should avoid causing pain to those who are not be marked as a man, beast type of man. It requires no acute intelligence to put two and two in the present situation. So see it to make four. So these are the uh, uh, sentence. Yes. So then further Mahatma mentioned, right at her side stand one of those for whom she has so suffered, the indirect cause of it. Yet one who at the first glimpse of false appearance would not hesitate to suspect her himself. So this is the uh, work at that time by the other members of Theosophical Society that create lot of problem for Blavatsky, causing her pain, suffering. So she left Adair and settled at England, then subsequently to other places. So our duty in this at this present, not to give any type of pain or suffering to any other man. Other man, there are many available around us. So not to give any kind of pain, suffering to man or to beast. So we'll go to the next slide. But she refused. Then there was when this communication through letters was stopped. Then someone approached Mahatma that Blavatsky can be requested so that she can be another again be medium and also members will receive the letters. Then Blavatsky refused most positively to lend herself henceforth to such services. She is right, Mahatma mentioned. She demands it in the name of her karma, therefore not to be ordered against her will. Mahatma mentioned that Blavatsky, as usual, whatever suffering, pain she received, um, uh, she mentioned it is the result of karma. Therefore, Mata is not, they will not order against her will. Her self-sacrifice were so ill-requited, means requited means in appropriate return. Whatever the self-sacrifice she has gone through, she done so much work for the Theosophical Society, means otherwise for the benefit of humanity, that is not appropriately returned. And it would cruelty, abuse of power to subject her to new persecution. If we order the Blavatsky to again to be used as a medium, then it will a cruelty to her, abuse of power of Mahatmas, and it may create new persecution, new type of some kind of prosecution in a court cases, all like this. Then letter number 37, and then two small letters, we will complete it as soon as possible. Laura should find in her own intuition all the proof needed that we, the Mahatmas, are satisfied with her book, her first attempt at expounding occult doctrine. Be kind and brotherly to her always. She is honest, candid, noble-minded, full of zeal. Do not criticize. Her faults are those of her and your country. So this is an important letter number 37, in which we will develop, or our intuition will guide us always. Mahatma mentioned in most of letters, your intuition is your best help. It will guide you. So intuition will help us to know who are they, these Mahatmas. And the book she had written, it was her first attempt to expounding occult doctrine. Means this Gupta Jnana, it is man, the fragments, history of fragments. That book is the first book giving some occult doctrine. Before that, is another book that is relating to esoteric Buddhism, occult doctrine. All these things are there, but it is her first attempt. So, being Henry Steele Alcott was told, be kind and brotherly to her always. She is honest, means we should, in a Theosophical Society, we should have this type of quality, so that the help will come to us. We should be honest, candid, frank, fearless, noble-minded. Our mind should be open, noble-minded, and full of zeal, so that the path will be easier for us. Do not criticize. So we should not criticize anyone. Her faults are those. Then here in a Laura case, Mahatma mentioned, it is her faults is there because her and your of your country is USA. So that is there for so not to criticize. Then we will go to the next slide, letter number 38, and it will be the last slide and end of the part 2. So Upasika H.P. Blavatsky at that time she was sick. So Mahatma told Laura, you must do as I tell you. Read them aloud to her. The chapters of man already finished. You have finished man, or have a Mohini do so successively. Master M will successively to relieve you and follow it with a decay and stop you through her when correction is needed. So the next is, you have done good work. Mahatma advised Laura, you have done a good work, means writing that book and doing some work. I am satisfied. Be strong. Then he yells, be strong. Do not think of home. All is well that ends well. So most of our members are always disturbed uh, by the activities of in our home. So Mata clearly here mentioned, also at that time also giving hints to Alcott. Then Alcott, while coming to India, he was thinking of his two sons. Then a letter received that they have received the appointment letter, so he was relieved. So like that, if we are strong, we are doing for their work, then our home will be well maintained. So all is well that ends well. Then last sentence, trust to the future and be hopeful. That future waiting for us, the members of Theosophical Society, who are sincere and honest in their duty, work for the Theosophical Society, progress of the humanity. That future is waiting for us, and we should be hopeful. Thank you, brother, for listening, watching us. PPT, of course, there are some mistakes. I will rectify it in next class. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brother Pradeep ji, for this wonderful insight which you have given us in these letters. And I now request Sister Meenakshi ji to give us the translation in Hindi.
Namaste. Thank you, Brother Mahapatra ji. लेटर नंबर 33, यह पत्र मास्टर के HPB को लिखते हैं। वे कहते हैं कि आध्यात्मिक शक्तियों को मानसिक शक्तियों से भी अधिक प्रशिक्षण और नियमन की जरूरत होती है, क्योंकि तार्किक मन सही बातों की तुलना में गलत को बड़ी आसानी से आत्मसात कर लेता है। लॉरा हॉलोवे ने टेनिसन की इन पंक्तियों को सदैव ध्यान में रखना चाहिए। आत्मा के प्रति सम्मान, आदर भाव, आत्मज्ञान, आत्मसंयमन, यह तीनों ही जीवन को परमोच्च शक्ति की ओर अग्रसर करते हैं। लेकिन साथ ही याद रखें कि अपने इच्छा का खतरा तब होता है जब इसे उपरोक्त गुणों द्वारा नियंत्रित न किया जाए, विशेषकर आत्मसंवर्धन के मामले में। उसे अपनी इच्छा शक्ति पर स्वनियंत्रण और अत्यधिक संवेदनशीलता हासिल करने दे, और इस प्रकार वह थियोसॉफिकल सोसाइटी का सर्वोत्तम आधार स्तंभ बन सकती है। अगला पत्र, लेटर नंबर 34, यह पत्र मास्टर के H लॉरा होलोवे को लिखते हैं। वे कहते हैं, आप स्पिरिट, आत्मा की परिभाषा जानना चाहती है। इसे अंत प्रवाहित शक्ति या अन्य कोई भी शब्द इसे परिभाषित करेगा। आपको अपने कर्तव्य पालन में इतना कमजोर क्यों होना चाहिए? मित्रता, वैयक्तिक भावनाएं, कृतज्ञता, यह निसंदेह सद्भावनाएं हैं, लेकिन कर्तव्य पालन ही उस विकास की ओर ले जाता है जिसकी आप चाह रखते हैं। मैं चाहता हूं कि जितना हो सके आप अपना मैग्नेटिज्म बदलें। लेटर नंबर 35, यह पत्र मास्टर के H लॉरा होलोवे को लिखते हैं। वे कहते हैं, जिसकी आप कल्पना भी नहीं कर सकते, ऐसे अनंत काल के परिणामों की तुलना में अपने जीवन के अल्प से प्रयास वास्तव में तुच्छ से है, और सभी कार्यों को जोड़कर भविष्य की तुलना में कोई मायने नहीं रखता है। क्या आप आगे बढ़ने से इनकार कर देंगी जब आपके पास वह भविष्य है जिसमें आप कार्य कर सकती हैं, निर्माण कर सकती हैं? विभक्त मनस्थिति कार्य करने से पूर्व हिचकिचाती है। आपने किताब लिखने की योजना बनाई है, उसे पूरा क्यों नहीं करना है? इसका होना आप पर निर्भर करेगा, क्योंकि आप ही इसका निर्माण कर सकती हैं। लेकिन कार्य को आगे बढ़ने से यदि आप इनकार करती है, तब आप यह गलत कल्पना करके स्वयं को धोखा न दें कि आपने जो किया है वह करने में आप असमर्थ है। असली कारण आत्मविश्वास का न होना है, और दूसरों का प्रभाव अपने आप पर डालने देने के लिए आप स्वयं जिम्मेदार हैं। क्या आपका मूल्यांकन होकर आप में न्यूनता पाई जानी चाहिए? क्या आप अमेरिका की पुरानी स्थितियों में लौटेंगी? हमारी इच्छा है कि हम आपको उनमें से बाहर निकालें। अगला पत्र मास्टर के H लॉरा होलोवे को लिखते हैं। वे कहते हैं, जीवन में सबसे बड़ी सांत्वना और सबसे महत्वपूर्ण कर्तव्य किसी को दुख न देना और मनुष्य या प्राणी को पीड़ा देने से बचना है। वर्तमान स्थिति में 2 और 2 को 4 बनाने के लिए किसी प्रखर बुद्धिमत्ता की आवश्यकता नहीं है। एक और हमारे पास एक ऐसी व्यक्ति है जिसने हमारे प्रति और हमारे उद्देश्य के प्रति कर्तव्य पालन हेतु बहुत कष्ट झेले हैं, जिस पर कभी संदेह किया गया, कभी निंदा की गई और जिसे अब जनता के मतानुसार बदनामी के पेड़ से सूली पर चढ़ाया जा रहा है। ठीक उसके साथ उन लोगों में से एक व्यक्ति है जिसके लिए उसने इतना कष्ट सहन किया है, जो अप्रत्यक्ष रूप से इसका कारण है, फिर भी गलत रूप की पहली झलक पाते ही स्वयं उस पर संदेह करने से नहीं हिचकिचाएगा। लेकिन वह अब से स्वयं को यानी एचपीबी अब से स्वयं को ऐसी सेवाओं में माध्यम बनने के लिए स्पष्ट रूप से इनकार करती है। वह सही है, ऐसा मास्टर कहते हैं। आगे मास्टर कहते हैं कि वह इसे अपने कर्म के नाम पर अनुरोध करती है और इसलिए उसकी इच्छा के विरुद्ध आदेश नहीं दिया जाना चाहिए। उसके आत्म बलिदान के बदले में इतना बुरा हुआ कि उसे अन्य उत्पीड़न के अधीन करना, क्रूरता और शक्ति का दुरुपयोग करना होगा। लेटर नंबर 37 यह पत्र मास्टर के एच कर्नल एच.एस. ओलकॉट को लिखते हैं लॉरा होलोवे के बारे में। वे कहते हैं कि लॉरा होलोवे ने अपने अंतर्ज्ञान में वह सभी प्रमाण पाने चाहिए कि हम उनकी पुस्तक से संतुष्ट हैं, जो कि गुह्य विद्या को उजागर करने का उनका पहला प्रयास है। उनके प्रति हमेशा दया भाव और भ्रातृभाव रखे। वह ईमानदार, स्पष्टवादी, नेक दिल और उत्साह से भरपूर है। आलोचना न करे, दोष उसके स्वयं के और आपके देश के हैं। अगला पत्र मास्टर के एच लॉरा होलोवे को लिखते हैं। वे कहते हैं, उपासिका बीमार है, इसलिए तुम्हें वैसा ही करना होगा जैसे मैं तुमसे कहता हूँ। आपकी पुस्तक पूर्ण हो चुकी है, उन्हें ऊंचे स्वर में पढ़कर सुनाए या साथ ही आपको राहत देने के लिए मोहिनी से ऐसा करने को कहे और साथ ही एचएसओ को सुनाए। ज्वालकुल के साथ एम इसे सुनेंगे और एचपीबी के माध्यम से जहां सुधार की आवश्यकता हो वे आपको रोकेंगे। आपने अच्छा कार्य किया है, मैं संतुष्ट हूँ। दृढ़ रहे, घर के बारे में न सोचे, अंत भला तो सब भला, भविष्य पर यकीन रखे और आशावान रहे। थैंक यू। नमस्ते।
Thank you, Meenakshi ji, for the translation. And now we have the session open to our participants. If you would like to share your thoughts or have any doubts regarding what we have covered in these letters, you are most welcome to share them. These letters, they give us a great insight into how the Mahatmas have guided and mentored so many members of the early Theosophical Society. And these instructions and guidance, it applies to each one of us. So any questions on that? We need to imbibe these instructions in our life and follow them as the Master expected Laura C. Holloway to do. Pradeep ji, would you like to add anything?
Yes, there are other like members like Jitendra ji and Professor C. A. Shinde. They can add something. Sushma ji also there. She can add. But the interesting thing in this letters that it will, if we we follow each sentence in our life, then it will certainly help us. And not only they are guiding the humanity, whole humanity, those who are ready. At that time also, now also they are doing in that way, not in that way when Theosophical Society was formed, but a very mystical way the members are joining Theosophical Society, performing some work for the society, doing some work which help the others also. Still they are inspiring the serious student of Theosophy in their work. In their work means doing for the benefit of the humanity and other things like this. And the most important thing is that we ourselves do our work, stand our own leg, and proceed further. Yes, Professor C. A. Shinde opening.
जरा आवाज कमी करें. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Namaste.
Well, it is very good letter. And the important thing, what I found here, they have insisted to study deeply our three bodies: mental
Yes.
body, emotional body, and physical body. See, in the science, we know only the physical body. We don't know the emotional body and mental body in the sense. That is all we take for granted, but we have not studied. There is no textbook for all these things. And masters insist to study. There are bodies, and especially the mental body and astral body. Everybody must know. And we are very aware of our physical body, physical anatomy, physical health, physical everything. But we are not aware of our emotional forces. We are not aware of our thoughts. And therefore, masters, they insist to study these three bodies. And in this respect, because we cheat, we deceive, not only to ourselves, to others, because of these two invisible bodies. Because of anger, our liver becomes weak. By grief, our lungs become weak. By worry, our stomach becomes weak. This all psychosomatic research shows. Our stress and fear, they affect our heart, brain, and kidneys. So when we study this, then we begin to understand ourselves. Therefore, they said, first you reverence yourself. Reverencing is very important because reverence comes only when we know that the God is within us and these are the bodies around it. So when we reverence, that kind of reverence comes, then we try to understand the knowledge of these three bodies. So self-reverence, self-knowledge, and then self-control. These
Yes.
are the three things.
Yes.
We are not able to control our diseases because of these two bodies' ignorance. And in this letter, they have given importance to these three bodies. Even at the feet of the master, they have given the importance to these three bodies. Everybody should read these three bodies. Everybody should have knowledge of these three bodies and make use of them, have control on them. And in this way, you respect yourself, reverence for the higher self. All this is mentioned in these letters. These are very important instructions which must be given to the whole public also nowadays. Thank you very
Yes.
much, Pradeep. You have selected very good letter and
Thank you, sir.
you referred it very nicely. Thank you, Vibhaji, giving me this opportunity also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else would like to share their thoughts on these letters? So we have studied up to letter 38. Letter number 30 to 38 have been covered, and you may like to go over them again and contemplate them to imbibe all those instructions. And in next session, we will continue up to letter number 42.
Yes. Next session will be on 12th January because 29th we will on the way to Adair for the 148 convention.
Okay.
Then 5th is almost closing of the convention. So next session, Mahatma letter on 12th January.
Okay. Okay, great. So everybody, welcome to the International Convention. Those who are proceeding there, we'll meet again on 12th January.
Yes.
I think there is some message in the chat from Jitendra Sampat. What are we doing as individuals to propagate theosophy to our relatives, friends, colleagues, and youth through universities, students, and high school? Yes, Sampatji, would you like to mention anything about that?
Yes, what I've said, that's what I'm putting in practice in Zambia. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Your video is not on.
So I made my two sons, my one daughter-in-law is a member of Theosophical Society. We give talks in the universities and the high schools, and we have attracted a lot of youths from there. So what I have done, that's what that's why I asked you, what are we doing? So somebody can comment themselves. We have done this, I've done this, I've done this. And so that we get ideas how to propagate everywhere.
Right. That is very true. And it is good because every effort towards this is appreciated by the master, just as he appreciated Mrs. Holloway's effort. Yes. Would you like to say something, Firoza and Zinu master? You're not audible. Okay. Okay, so that is right. Sampatji, thank you for that input. And I'm sure all of us are making our efforts in our own ways to spread theosophy. Right, so we'll bring the session to a close today and we will continue. Yes. Anything else? Sir, we'll close the session now.
Yes, please
Okay.
close.
Right, thank you all for joining. We'll close with our closing prayer. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya Om Sarvesham Swastirabhavatu Sarvesham Shantirabhavatu Sarvesham Purnamabhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhave Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Thank you all for joining.
Thank you. Thank you.